Welcome to another Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection show this week. Each week we have various organizations come in and talk to us about what all they're doing around the area and all the services that they provide to you, our viewers out there. We have some really great organizations. Sometimes we kind of look over some of them. There's so many of them, and many times they don't always do a good job of getting the word out on what they're doing and their various functions and so forth. So we want to try to make sure that they contact us, come in and talk a little bit about what they do and how those services affect you and your friends and family. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. We're going to have two ladies talk about things. Well, they come and see us quite often. Stay with us. Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our first guest comes to see us usually about once a month because they've always got a lot of things going on for the seniors. Chris Kendall, the director of the Boone County Senior and Wellness Center. I've got that. That's a long title, but I've got it down.
It is, well, almost. you missed the activity.
Wellness and Activity Center, I
yes.
should say. That is a long one.
It is.
Thanks for coming in. Chris always comes in and kind of gives us an update. We try to get her in around the first of the month because they have lots of different functions. Some things they do every month, but then they also have new things coming up. And I know March Madness, it's lots of things going on. It gets a little wild out there sometimes in March. Probably the first thing we need to talk about, and it's the biggest thing on your bulletin here, is the March for Meals program. And maybe tell us about that and how you're going to do that.
March for Meals is a nationwide campaign for the Meals on Wheels program. It's to raise awareness for Meals on Wheels, but also to raise funds, to help us raise funds to provide those Meals on Wheels. And we provide meals to the frail elderly who are unable to leave their home or unable to stand and cook for themselves. And so during the month of March, we are celebrating the March for Meals, and we are having a walkathon. Now, this walkathon is very simple to participate in. It's meant to help people get up and get moving, and and also to raise funds for the senior center. You keep track of the miles that you have walked or ran or even crawled throughout the month, and you gather sponsors to sponsor each mile that you walk. We suggest that each person get 10 sponsors at $10 each, and so if we have 100 people to do that, then that's going to be a great fundraiser for our senior center and to help us with provide those meals and the other activities that we do at the senior center. Now there's two prizes that you can win by participating in this. You can win for gathering the most donations, but you can also win another prize for recruiting the most people to help us with this endeavor. There's to be an active recruit, you have to have at least gained one sponsor of $10 each, and so that would qualify you as an active participant. And then once you are an active participant, if you are unable to walk, maybe you can recruit people to help us, and they would do the walking. If you can't get up and about but you want to help anyway, you can always sponsor someone. And if you don't know anyone to sponsor, you can call the center and I can set you up with someone to sponsor. Or you can also just give a donation, a monetary donation to the senior center, and just mention that it's for our Meals on Wheels fundraiser that we're doing, and we'd be happy to accept that donation, of course. But just call the center, or the registration form is on our Facebook page.
Okay.
We can email it to people, and just we can even mail a form. And you don't have to have started at the beginning of March. You can start at any time throughout the month of March, and just keep track of your the miles that you've done. I have an Apple Watch, and so it keeps track of my steps throughout the month, and so I can start recruiting anytime, and give an estimate of how many miles that I feel like I'll walk. But the most important part of that is just gathering the sponsors, and you don't have to be local either.
Right.
You can live out of town, you can live out of state, you can live out of country if
wherever
that's
you want.
Yes, you can still gather those donations, and you can mail them along with your registration form to the senior center, and we would gladly accept those donations.
I'm assuming the way you do this, and a lot of entities do things like this, since this is set up for March for Meals, do you use this for the Meals on Wheels program, the money that you get in from this, or is this just put into your meals program? I guess you
it goes for all everything at the senior center. Now, if you would like to make a donation specifically for Meals on Wheels, for that program specifically, we can segregate that out.
Okay.
We can get as specific as if you want to help pay for the food for the Meals on Wheels program, right. We can specify that, and that's where that money will go.
Okay.
Also, any money that's donated to the senior center here in Boone County, it stays here in Boone County. It's used at the senior center.
That makes a big difference. A lot of times the organizations have drives and fundraisers, but they're tied to a national organization, and the national or the regional organization gets a pretty good percentage of some of the monies that are taken in many cases. That's not the case with the Boone County Senior Activity and Wellness Center. Okay, a little bit more about what's going on. One thing I noticed in the newsletter, which is interesting, and this is fairly new, I guess, is the Fresh Conversation with Trudy McManus.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That she comes in and talks to seniors about things that are important, dietary things and so forth. And I noticed on the one that she's going to be talking about is the effect of salt. And of course, lots of seniors and everybody needs to control salt. It's necessary in some respects, but it can also be bad in others when it comes to high blood pressure and so forth. But that's a good little program for the seniors. It kind of gives them something new every week as far as that goes.
It is. It's a monthly program. She's coming
Comes
once a month.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we'll announce in our newsletter, of when she's going to have the next one. And we've had really good participation. The first one she did in January, and we had about 30 people to attend. And so that's great for our first our first show. But we're looking forward to the March one as well.
Well, speaking of March, don't forget. I got a Spring Forward coming up, so that's coming up. But also in March, St. Patty's Day. So what are you doing for St. Patty's?
Yes.
I can't hardly wait to see what they do for St. Patty's.
St. Patrick's Day, we're going to serve the traditional corned beef and cabbage meal. It will have sliced carrots and the little red potatoes that come along with it. So we'll be serving that at the Senior Center on the 16th. It's going to be from 5 to 7 p.m. And we're asking a $5 donation for seniors, and that is a suggested donation. But then for anyone who is not a member or not a senior, we'll charge $10 for adults, and then $5 for children. Anyone under 4 is free, just like our Mardi Gras.
Right.
you know, and of course, additional donations are welcome when you do come and have, you know, and enjoy the meal. And we're also going to have a contest for the best dressed. So
I knew you were gonna do that.
be sure to have your best green on and your best outfit, and that will be chosen by the crowd.
Okay.
You know, we'll just have you know, people to vote for their favorite dressed. So.
Okay. I don't want to miss anything, and we always have a lot to talk about. We've got about 5 minutes, so I'm going to let you kind of, what's some other things that you wanted to touch base on here? I know you have your regular things that you do, obviously to go trips to Branson, and you have birthday lunches and so forth, but want to make sure that we covered everything that you've got coming up here in March.
We're also going to see Six this month. It's their area appreciation rate, and so it's $6 plus tax. So I think it's $7.73 total to go and see them. And you know, it's hard to find a Branson show that's how much they're charging. I mean, that's an awesome rate. And so we will take 2 vans, and if those vans fill up, then people are welcome to drive themselves for that rate, you know, and just meet us at the theater, but still be a part of our group. If they choose to do that, they need to call the Senior Center and let us know that they're going to be a part of our group so that we can have enough tickets for everyone.
Okay.
But just kind of to backtrack for just a second, and speaking of transportation, you know, we do provide transportation within Boone County, but for our St. Patty's Day party, we are going to have transportation available, because I know that, you know, a lot of people can't drive at night, and, you know, especially our seniors. And so, you know, I want to be able to provide that transportation for,
that's a good thing.
yeah, for them, so that when, you know, when they do, you know, they can come out and they can enjoy the party and have fun. And so we'll pick them up and we'll take them home.
What's Champions Week?
Champions Week is a part of March for Meals. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. It's where we ask members of the community to come in and see what we do, and to actually go and ride on a home delivered meal route with us. You know, we've had a few people to come in and do that, and the mayor, Mr. Mayor Jerry Jackson, will be there Champions Week. I believe he's coming in on Monday, and then Boone County Judge Robert Hathaway will also be there. I think he's coming on Monday too. But yes, but you know, it's good for them to go out and, you know, to be on the routes and to meet, you know, actually meet the people that we serve, and just to learn more about our program. It's very helpful, I think, if someone can get a bird's eye view of what we do, and you know, of course, we talk to them while they're there and just educate them more about our program as well.
Well, I got a couple of minutes left here. Anything else that we missed that you want to talk about? I do notice, I noticed you got a couple of new things. I'm going to have to come out and try this. On your menu, you got a couple of new items that are pork dishes.
Yes.
And that looks good. I saw your...
It does look really good. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, some of the things that we put on the menu, you look at it and you're going, what in the world is that? and honestly, to see those, I had to look it up to see what it was, but it looks delicious. One of them is a pulled pork. It's a Mexican style pulled pork. I never would have thought of that, but and then the other one is a breaded pork chop with Parmesan cheese and breadcrumbs. And so, I mean, it sounds really good, but, you know, just to look at it and see the name of it, you
gourmet.
You just don't know what it is. So I thought I'd put it in the newsletter with pictures so that you could kind of see what it's supposed to look like.
Well, you do. I haven't been there in a while, but I must tell you, the last time I was out there, the food is fantastic. The people that prepare their food do an excellent job, and of course they're very conscious of the fact that, particularly seniors, the proteins and all the different things that you need to have a well-balanced meal. So they do a fantastic job. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to talk to Chris, because they do have so many things going, and it's a great program for the seniors. They really enjoy it, and they have a large group of seniors that attend out there. So if you happen to be a senior, you haven't been there, maybe you just moved here and you didn't know anything about it, well, go by and take a look. No obligation. If you go and you don't like it, you don't have to go back. But if you like it, you may want to go out there every day or at least a few times a week and enjoy the hospitality and the camaraderie that the rest of the seniors. Thank you so much, and
Thank you for having me.
have a nice St. Patrick's Day. I may have to slip out there and see what you got on out there. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We got another young lady, and we're going to talk about what's going on at the Boone County Library for the month of March. Stay with us.
We all need the help of a pharmacy from time to time. Sullivan Pharmacy would like to thank all their customers for supporting them as an independent local pharmacy. When you trade with an independent pharmacy, you deal with an owner that supports the local economy and charities. Visit Sullivan Pharmacy for any of your over-the-counter or prescription needs. It's important to keep helping those that help the community. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 Main Street, Harrison, serving this area since 1965. Cold weather has arrived in the Ozarks, and Quality Feed Grains can help you get through the winter months more efficiently. They have a variety of de-icers in stock, including heated dog bowls, heated livestock buckets, heat bulbs and lamps, bucket heaters, and sinking or floating de-icers, plus de-icers for the car as well. Quality Feed Grains, helping you stay warm this winter. 4617 Highway 65 South in Bellefonte and 311 East Prospect in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Our next guest in the studio comes to see us quite often because they're always doing something different at the Boone County Library. Ginger Schonenberger, the director of the library. Thank you, Ginger, for coming.
Thank you.
Taking
I
time
always
out of your
appreciate you
business.
letting me come.
Oh, anytime.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure to speak with you. Month of March, March Madness, everything's going on.
Do you know what that means? I've never really followed
Well, it's
sports.
actually was kind of put together because of the basketball tournaments, college
Okay.
NCAA tournaments, and they called
Okay.
it March Madness because so many teams get to go, and it's kind of a mad dash to see who can go to the championship.
Who's gonna
I
win.
think that's where it came.
Okay.
I may be wrong.
All right.
But that's the way I always look at it.
Well-
But March is kind of a swing month, you know. I mean, well, let's see, what about the 15th or 16th, first day of spring, I think, coming up. So
Okay.
March is the time change is always in March, and the
Yes.
first day of spring is in the month of March. So it's kind of a swing over month from winter to spring.
spring,
Not
yes.
necessarily always, because we've had some big snows in
Oh,
March.
yes, we have.
But at least there's spring on the horizon,
Exactly.
so to speak.
Well, I was always wondering, in our children's department and YA department, they have actually doing a March Madness for some of our popular titles that we have up in the children's department and YA department. And they've got a wonderful display. They've got a basketball hoop, and so I knew it had to do with
Yep,
something with
that's
basketball.
exactly right.
But they have basketball hoop, and they get to vote for their specific books that they like, and they've got it all decked
Got
out. So nice.
Probably may do a bracket. Are
They
doing it?
do. They
Yeah.
have brackets up there, and it's just really wonderful. You really need to stop by and just
Yeah.
take a peek at that and see what it looks like.
So that's what they're playing off of. They're playing off of the big bracket of the teams that for college basketball teams from
Yes.
across the country. So
Yeah.
I think that's where it all started years ago. But
Yeah.
anyway, so what's going on? What do you got going here?
We
in
have a
March?
lot going on
I
in
saw
March,
that
as
in your newsletter.
yeah, as we typically always do. But for our adult programming, we have a Home Depot do-it-yourself, and they actually titled it "Do It Herself." But I think that could go either way. I mean, I
Sure.
don't think it really matters who's coming. But they typically come from the Home Depot department, and they bring something relating to the seasonal, and whatever they do bring. It could be any type of planters or shadow boxes or something like that, and they bring that, and you get to make it, and you get to take it home with you. That's always a very popular thing.
Yes.
And as we always talked about genealogy is a very hot topic
Yes.
with everybody doing their DNA testing and all of that. Actually, my father did it this year for
Oh,
the
did he?
first time, and we got that back, and it was pretty interesting to see all the demographics of his
Have you
background.
tried? Have you?
I have not
I
tried
haven't either.
it.
I keep thinking I
Yeah.
want to do that. It's very popular, and I've got some friends that have done it and kind of taken their family tree back, and some were very surprised as to where their ancestry came from. Some pretty well knew.
Exactly.
But I think it would be. I may have to do that. And I think it
Yes.
would be very interesting.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
well, as you get older, you know, things change, and you get to thinking about priorities, and you know, I think that'd be something that late in life would be, you could go back and you could give it to your grandkids, and
Very much
you know,
so,
kind of
yes.
let them know.
Yes.
Anyway, go
So
ahead.
we have a Boone County Genealogical Society, and they're going to be meeting on the 14th of this month upstairs, and it's free. It's welcome to anybody that wants to come in and find out about that. And then we're bringing something back. I don't know if you've ever colored before in your life, probably as a young boy,
Yeah.
right? Well, I actually color still as an adult, and it's very relaxing.
Okay.
And it's something very soothing, and it just kind of takes your mind off of it, and you can be creative. And so we're bringing that back. And so this month we're doing it on the 14th as well, and we're going to be doing coloring. And when they do their coloring, and they can just take it with them, they just sit and have something to drink and just maybe some cookies and just sit and relax and let the worries of the world go outside that door for a short time.
That's a great idea.
So we're doing that again, and we're also going to be doing a third Tuesday trivia, and the trivia is going to be based on Ireland this month. So try your skills at answering some of their questions. I don't know if I could do that or not. And then we have a popular, the Master Gardeners, Alan Gregory, and he is coming in and talking about doing a pollinator garden.
Okay.
So basically it's what kinds of things can come in and populate
Yes.
your surrounding garden or flowers or trees or whatever you might have. So it's basically going to be on bees and butterflies. So how
Nice.
to attract those things to your
what
area.
what to plant. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, what to plant. And so again, they're from the Master Gardeners, and if you're a master, they must be pretty good at
Very,
it.
very good.
And then we're going to be bringing back the Bob White, presented by Jessica Cox from the Buffalo National River Partners for March, and that's going to be on the 26th. And that's always popular with the Buffalo River. Our partners
They
come
do-
in
they
and they
do
do
some-
several programs.
Actually, Jessica was in here on our show.
Yes.
Quail Forever organization. They have a banquet coming up, and she was in here, and
Oh,
very, very knowledgeable of the bobwhite, of the quail, and the history of quail in Arkansas. What happened to the population? You know, the habitat changed,
Sure.
and you know, everything, and that reduced the population. But they're really working hard throughout the state of Arkansas, and working in conjunction with the Forestry Service and Game and Fish to try to bring that population back. Anyway,
Right.
she's very knowledgeable. She's
Well,
very good.
Well, good. Well, she's
Yeah,
coming, and
yeah.
so we're very happy to have her. And then for rounding out our month, we're going to be on the 28th doing painting with Jean Hankins. She's our adult programmer. She's quite the artist,
Oh.
and they're doing butterflies this month. And like I said, she's really an amazing artist in herself, and she doesn't think so, but some of the paintings that the people get to do and they get to take with them are just phenomenal. And she's got some pretty amazing students in that class.
class.
It is a first come first serve, so they need to get there early. And again, we only have so many seats and so many canvases for so
Right.
many people, so
Right.
we're doing that. So that's always wonderful.
Right.
And then our month for the teens, boy, that's really going to be a lot. They're going to be doing crocheting on the 12th. They're going to be doing a St. Patrick's Day Minute to Win It game on the 19th. And they're going to be doing on the 26th the Money Management 101. How do you manage your money? This is for teens, anywhere from ages 12 and 18 can come. And then we're having World War II model fighter plane models. They're going to be able
Really?
to check out that and see how that goes.
Is that going to be a display of?
Actually, it's a gentleman that's coming, and I didn't want to butcher his name, but it's Ken Gartuas.
Okay.
I'm thinking that's what. Can you see that
okay,
name on
I
there?
do that. That's probably
I think
close.
that's what it
That's
is.
the best I could do.
So I'm assuming that he's going to be talking about model airplanes.
Okay.
Because that's what it appears to me.
Okay.
So, and then we're going to have a guest author. It's Jeannie Waters. She's going to be discussing her first book called Boone. and that's going to be exciting. And then we're going to have a spring poetry project. Come turn your poetry in a piece of art. And then we do a Lego day, create your own Legos. And then also don't forget, we also have our children's story times, 3 to 5 years old on Wednesdays, and we have our toddler times with Miss Irene, which is extremely popular, every Thursday at 10. They do singing and dancing and all kinds of different things that they do there, and it's really a wonderful time for the kids to.
You know, I am out and about a lot, Ginger, driving, going to see different clients, and I go by the library quite often. But there's always a lot of people coming and going out of the Boone County Library. And let me tell you why they're doing that. The Boone County Library was voted one of the top 10 libraries in the state of Arkansas out of 222 libraries. Yes. What a great accomplishment.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, that's wonderful.
That is so great. And it's not us, it's all of us.
Well, I realize it's
an
everybody.
Entire team. It's the people that were in the library at the time of the voting.
Yeah.
You know, it just says that we're a very friendly town, right?
We
in the
are.
library, we have a lot to offer. You'd be surprised at the things we have to offer.
It's amazing. You know, as a child, actually growing up here, I grew up in Harrison, moved away for a long, long time. But we had a library here, and it was something that we used as kids and people, well, actually as adult people. A lot of people still read a lot. They may read electronically or with a book. And something I used to do, I don't do much of anymore. I regret to say. I really enjoy reading, but I just never take the time to do it. But you've always got time.
Yeah.
But our library is such a wonderful place for a community this size to have a library as proactive as they are, and the kind of staff that they have, like Ginger and all the staff down there. We should be proud of it, and you should utilize it because they have everything from, you can do resume if you're looking for a job, you can do the genealogy, they've got all kinds of kids programs. Do you still have the program to help the kids for food?
Yes, we are still feeding the children, and that will go on until school is out.
Okay.
Because at that point, then the school districts usually pick it up from that point.
They do the summer food program.
Yes, yes.
But
so
you're
we
still
do
doing
that right now. Yes.
Okay. Now you do that every day, or
it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday,
Monday,
and they do it at 3:30.
At 3:30.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the kids would actually come there.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yes, but we do still have our food pantry, which is outside in the parking lot area, and anybody that needs that can still, that's open to everybody. So it's not specific time frames for that.
That's
yes.
great.
And so one of the other things that we do have, and we just got back, we used to have an early literacy machine. It's called an AWE machine, AWE, learning machine. And it's geared for basically literacy, any type of literacy, including math. Because again, you know, math, there is a lot of reading in that as well. So we were just given some funds by the Harrison Kiwanis Club, and they gave us enough money to purchase an AWE machine, early literacy machine.
Nice.
And that was quite a deal. We had been wanting another one. We had one about 10 years ago, and it outlived it, you know, completely just fried by all the use of the children. But it's tremendously beneficial for the kids today.
Wow.
Teaches them different languages, it teaches them sight words, it teaches them high level wordings, vocabulary. It's just really very needed. And again, our public had access to it a while back, but now and it had gone away, and we'd had quite a request for it.
So have you got the new one in yet?
So we've got the brand new one new in this week. I'm sorry, this week we've got it in.
Okay.
So
fantastic.
It's ready to go, and the kids are loving it.
I saw that. That's wonderful. I saw where the Kiwanis Club gave you $3,000.
Yes,
for
they
that.
gave us
That's
over
great.
$3,000 to purchase
That's
that. And
fantastic.
again, it's very kid friendly. It's got wonderful.
Go by and check it out.
Yes, please do.
Right.
And again, we just really love our public.
It's so nice to have Ginger come in. She's always so excited and pumped up. You know, I can be having a bad day. I've been working on my taxes. I don't know if it's a good thing for you or not, but it always gets me a little depressed. Ginger came in. She's got me all pumped up. Forgot about the taxes. I'm going to do genealogy and check my. So thank you for coming by,
you're
pumping
so
us all
welcome.
up.
You're so
I can
welcome.
see why. I can see when you've got a leadership like Ginger at the library and all the other wonderful people that work down there, you can see why they're in the top 10 in the state of Arkansas.
State of Arkansas.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank
great
you.
honor to
It
be
is
there.
a great honor.
And speaking of that, it's an honor to always have you come back.
Thank
We need to have you
you.
once a month. It's always fun to
I
have you
agree.
and talk about everything. Thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. We hope we got a little information too you didn't know about. And as always, thanks for joining us each week as we connect with the public.